Hey everybody, thanks for joining me live today. You guys know this is my favorite thing to do, our live videos. I just feel like it is where I got my start originally and I feel the most comfortable, and I love that there's not an editor in between hanging out with you guys and just be myself. So anyway, you get to see all of that. Amber, it's nice to see you. We'll wait till just a few more people are jumping on here. Of course, I always love knowing where everybody's tuning in from. We have viewers from all over the world. Susan, it's nice to see you on here as well. It has been like a really weird last 24 hours in my house. So I am excited to dive into this. If you guys have any guesses as to who came down with lice, you can leave it in the comments below too, but I had like the worst nightmares last night, like all night long. Haley, it's nice to see you from Australia. Sheridan, Wyoming. Jessica, it's nice to see you. And Lind, it is nice to see you as well. So anyway, we're just gonna hop right into it. So the kids are actually with their dad this week, and the girls had ballet on Tuesday, and so Skylar, the kid's dad, had asked, hey, do you want to pick up the girls from school and then take them to ballet? Because I have to check them out of school early to do that because class starts at 4, school doesn't get out till 3:30. So anyway, he kept the boys and I picked up the girls, and I was putting everybody's hair in a bun except for Lily, because she gave herself a haircut and her hair only goes into a ponytail, which is huge for her as of yesterday. So anyway, Vivi was pitching a fit actually in the bathroom stall because she was mad that her new ballet leotard that her dad got her didn't have an attached skirt, and it was just like the end of the world come apart. So that was going on. Lily was getting dressed, and Daisy Kate, it was Daisy Kate, you guys. I was combing her hair, sticking it up in a bun, and she just was like so itchy. She was so itchy, and she had this rash down her neck and around the backs of her ears. And Netta, it's nice to see you. That's like my favorite name right now from Texas. But anyway, she just was really quiet and just really itchy. And this had been going on for like 3 days prior before they had gone to their dad's. And I had checked Daisy's hair, and all I saw were these teeny tiny little red scabs, and she was just itching. And anyway, so we were at the dance studio. I finished doing her hair, and I was like, this is so strange. This is so weird. But she was such a sweetheart about it. She wasn't crying or anything like that. So I didn't think anything of it. So anyway, when we went out to where kind of the waiting room area is, all the kids were ready. The sun was shining on Daisy's hair, and I started to look at the top, and she was just still itching. I was like, what is going on? She's like, Mama, I'm just so itchy. And so I was kind of looking, but I didn't see anything. So I texted Dawn from the salon. If you guys have been long-time followers, you know Dawn from Donné LaRue's salon. So I texted her and I was like, hey, Daisy's just been really itchy. Do you have any suggestions? And I thought she would suggest just like Head and Shoulders shampoo, which she actually did. She got back to me like an hour later. And then I started looking at her hair one more time because I was going to let Skylar know when he picked up the girls from ballet that Daisy just had an itchy scalp and whatever Dawn recommended. And as I looked closely at like the top part of her head right here, I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? And I'd already touched her hair and combed it and stuck it in a bun, done all the bobby pins. And it looked like there were like these brown little flakes, like different than what I had always known lice to be. Was just like tiny little white specks. So I started looking closer, and it started moving, and it like, I thought it was like a piece of wood or something, like a wood chip or something. And it started going towards like her scalp. So I was digging in there, and then it started to crawl out of her hair, and it looked like a spider. And I was like, what the crap is this? And I was thinking, is this like, does she have like a couple of like gnats in her hair, right? Like, sometimes where my house is, there can be gnats because we have a pool. We back up to old farmland. We're next to the river. We're next to a golf course. And then as I started looking, it started crawling down her forehead a little bit. And I was like, what is that? Because it looked like it had like little pinchers, and then I saw like 3 of them coming out of her hair. And we were there 30 minutes early. And so I asked the dance teacher, I was like, do you know what this is? And she was like, no, I don't know. And she couldn't really see. And then I was trying to like zoom in with my camera. And of course, Violet and Lily are like running back and forth, feeling like the excitement of all of this because they're like twins and they absorb everything each other feel without knowing why. So anyway, I start looking and parting her hair and I just see like more little bugs. And I was like freaking out at this point, but it hadn't crossed my mind that it was lice. I was like, okay, I have chickens. Does she have like fleas? Does she have like, what is this? Are these gnats? And so I'm looking up on Pinterest, like real quick, and I'm reaching out to the quintuplets doctor, Dr. Greg, who's amazing. So if you guys, need a new pediatrician here in town, Dr. Greg, and now I just find myself itchy, but I don't have it, so it's fine. But anyway, so I'm looking at all of this and Daisy's being like so sweet, such a good sport. She's not crying, she's just itching. And I was like, no wonder my baby's itchy. And so I start like peeling, because she had been with her dad for a few days. So I start peeling like little sections of her hair back. And she just has like all these tiny little red scabs like all over. And then I see like these dark little dots. And I was like, those are not red scabs. Like, what is that? And so anyway, I'm looking it up on Pinterest. The doctor starts texting me and he's in the first, like, I wasn't sure what it was. And the doctor texts me, if you see bugs, it could likely be lice. And I was thinking, we have the best hygiene on the planet. Like my kids bathe every day. I'm very thorough about washing their hair, especially Daisy, because she has like super thick hair. And like, I would have noticed this by now. Like I would have noticed, like if she's been that itchy, like I would have seen this. I would have seen these lice. Oh, I hate saying that out loud, that's what it was. So anyway, I was like, the girls had already gotten dressed and Violet and Lily, I was just going to take them. And honestly, I was going to take her into the clinic because I was like, I didn't know what it was at first. So I had called Skylar and said, hey, you know, like, I don't know what's going on. Daisy's really itchy. I think I'm going to go have her seen because I don't know what this is. And then when the doctor said lice, I was like, oh, I don't think people take their kids to like the emergency room for lice. So we'll just kind of scale it back. But I told Skylar like, hey, can you come now? The two girls want to go to ballet. I'll keep Daisy here because the other girls didn't have it. Sorry, I'm not reading comments. And I'm not sure why my phone keeps doing like balloons. And like when I do stuff like this, lately it does hearts. I don't know what that's all about. I was talking to my friend the other day and did this before we hung up. And then of course, like it did like all of this cool stuff. I think you'll see fireworks. Yeah. So anyway, that's something new I learned about my phone last night. So anyway, Skylar came. He was at Fiesta Fun in town. I don't know what he was doing, probably bowling with the little boys in Landon. I don't know. So he stopped everything he was doing, came to see how Daisy was doing. And then when he saw her, I was like, hey, the doctor just recommended this lice kit thing. Can you go pick that up and pick one up for my house? And so he did, brought 2 sets of everything. By the time he had done that, the other girls had finished ballet and Daisy's just like terribly itching, but I had like nothing to give her at that point in time. So anyway, he came, picked up the girls from dance. We exchanged the lice kit stuff. You know, that was a nice high five at the studio. You know, I was trying to keep it on the down low so that it didn't freak out all the parents there. I honestly don't even know where Daisy K got this from. Like I would guess school. We don't get out much at my house. So I don't know that it's anywhere that we really went, but it was so gross. So anyway, so she's good. Skylar gave her the treatment. I think he said it took like over 45 minutes to like peel back all the sections of her hair and find like all the bugs. It was so gross. Oh my gosh, why does it keep doing that? My phone. I need a new phone. This is weird. So anyway, I thought we killed it all and she was at school today and I was volunteering in the classroom because the kids are with their dad and I happened to look over and I just was like, I was doing like the gorilla check, you know, of like the grooming. I was like, we're just going to check, but like from a distance because they're with their dad. So like he has to deal with it if they do. And sure enough, she still had one more. And I was like, okay, I called Sky. I was like, Sky, you've got to come get her. Like they are not all gone. So he checked her out of school. She is home now at Skylar's. And so I'm going to be focused while the kids are still with their dad today on like sanitizing everything because I'm just so freaked out and so grossed out. So like all of their bedding, the school nurse, Skylar and I talked to the school nurse. We need to wash backpacks. We need to wash jackets. She recommended throwing away the hairbrushes And I was like, crap, because I just kind of bought all of those just barely. So I think I have a gift card so I can go purchase a couple more combs for the kids. But all night long, I just dreamt of like ticks and gnats and flies and are they called nits? Like the eggs of the lice. Ah, it's so gross. You guys, it's so gross. And then I just dreamt of like lice like all over me all night long. So I just feel like I've been itching my hair all day and my skin because it's like when you see one ant in your house and then you think there's ants everywhere when there's not. There's just like a small little trail in the kitchen. Like, anyway, I'm just super creeped out. So I washed my hair like thoroughly today. I washed it 3 times in the shower. I don't think that fixes anything because I don't have lice because I did check for all of that. But I'm still just like so grossed out. And I'm so worried because having quintuplets, it's like when one gets sick, they all get sick. And I was talking to the school nurse just today and I was like, can we talk about what the quints were going through last week? Because I had to check out like 2 kids out of school. The kids had rotavirus last week. I didn't know that that's what it was, but I was asking the school nurse, I was like, my 2 boys at some point in time when they were little had rotavirus and it was like the most awful smell ever. And my kids just like cried and their bums just like hurt. So she was like, yeah, that was going around the school last week. And I was like, oh my gosh, can I just like have a breather of like all the sicknesses, all the germs, all the illnesses, and now lice? Like I never had lice as a kid. I didn't have any friends that had it. So it never even crossed my mind because they were brown in color that is what that sweet little girl was dealing with. So she is just so sweet, so tenderhearted. I really hope Daisy throughout her life really learns to be a lot more assertive because she can be such a, like mild tempered child. And so that's something I'm really working on with Daisy is like, she was, explaining that, but I didn't know what was going on. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be spending my time doing. I think Skylar said he was going to be doing that at his house as well. And then the school nurse mentioned like also making sure car seats are clean. And since the quints aren't going to be with me again until Sunday, because we trade off every Sunday to Sunday for our parenting time, she said if I just leave that car seat in the hot sun and in Southern Utah in the desert, like I could be wearing shorts today. It's pretty hot. I'm just going to leave it outside in the sun and that should kill everything. But she said Lysol is helpful. I know Skylar picked up Nix, I think is what it was, but he also bought like this spray from Walgreens that you can spray everything with that should kill everything. I'm seeing comments come in. Sorry, you guys, I'm just talking and I'm not like paying attention. I'm seeing comments come in talking about tea tree oil. If you guys have recommendations, if you've experienced this before, I will go back and read through all of the comments because this is a new experience for me. I've never dealt with lice before. And it's like, I get so freaked out. Like I can handle spiders. I can handle living in Washington State with spiders crawling across my floor. They're this big at midnight. Like I've experienced that. I can handle wolf spiders. I can deal with black widows, but lice is like a whole new ballgame to me. And scorpions. I don't like scorpions. Shout out to my sweet mom right now. She was bit by a scorpion 2 days ago while wrapping a birthday present for my niece Kylie. So we've just been keeping an eye on her. My dad especially, she was bit, I think it was either on the hand or the finger. And she's just had, and it was this hand, she's just been like numb all the way up. So we've been keeping an eye on her, but that's scary here in Southern Utah, especially in this particular neighborhood and having a basement, which she has. They tend to like basements in this sort of section of town, which totally creeps me out as well because I just moved into this neighborhood. But anyway, we have been doing good. I was like, so right after that happened, after the ballet thing, Skylar picked up the kids. I was like, okay, I need like some major retail therapy, even if it's just to go window shop. So anyway, I was going to share with you guys, I ran into the coolest store and I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this. Rad Swim here in Southern Utah. They have an online store, Rad Swim, and they sell swimsuits. And I just happened to go in there and because it's kind of a newer store in town. And I was like, I am going to need a new swimsuit at some point. So I just kind of want to see what options that they have. But when I went in, the gal was so sweet there. She reached out to her manager and she was like, hey, I would love to gift you a couple of swimsuits. And so anyway, I'm excited to share with some upcoming content. We'll see. I've never done a swimsuit try on. I'm a little bit insecure about like how pasty white I am, and I don't exercise or work out as much as I want to, but I would love to do a swimsuit try on, and I think they were very flattering, and they're really great for like younger, like they sell stuff for kids, for toddlers, for tweens, for men, for women. And so I left with 2 swimsuits and then a matching swimsuit for my new friend, which you guys have figured out his name is Austin, and he's really nice. So anyway, I am going to be going out on a 3rd date here soon, and we're going to do those hot springs up at Maple Grove again. And I only own 1 swimsuit, and it's so stained and yellow from using aerosol sunscreen over the summer. And so anyway, I went into Rad Swim just for some retail therapy and felt much better after leaving, and they were so kind. So shout out to Michelle and Presley over at Rad Swim in St. George, Utah. They were amazing to work with, and I'm excited to share with you guys what I got. I think they're like quite like mom friendly and just like classy, and they had some really fun colors. So I'm excited to share those. So I'll probably do like some sort of swimsuit try on in my vlog for tomorrow that'll come out. And then I will show, I think I'm going to show this. I did text Skylar originally like the videos and the images of what I saw in Daisy's hair when I was trying to figure it out, because I thought, well, maybe he might know. So I think I might include that in the vlog. So just fair warning, if you have little kids, if you're a little squeamish, it might gross you out. But then I guess you'll know what it looks like if you've never experienced lice in your family. Okay, I've been talking a lot. I've been super grossed out. I know I need to do a whole ton of like sanitizing laundry. If you guys want to ask me any questions about anything, you are more than welcome to. I am all ears now. I haven't really been watching the comments because they have just been like zooming in as you guys are talking about all of this. And then next week's vlog, I'll include just a little bit more pictures of this cool hot springs place that I'm going to. Was it last week? 2 weeks ago I went up there. And you book these appointments that are like 3 hours long, and they call it soaking. I was like, that's really weird. Why don't they just say swimming? But for whatever reason, they call it soaking. And by the time I went up there, because it's actually in Idaho. It's like an hour and a half from northern Utah. So instead of a 3-hour session, by the time when we made it up there, it was only like less than an hour and a half. And it was such a great experience. And since they don't use like chlorine and all the gross stuff like in a pool, like my face breaks out with acne so bad when I actually swim. But this place was so relaxing, and I just sat there. It was so nice. So I told him for our 3rd date, I want to go back to that place. So now I'm going to have a couple of brand new swimsuits that fit me just right. And I'm super flat chested after having quintuplets. And so anyway, I just feel like it holds everything together. It's super flattering. And form-fitting. They come in multiple sizes, multiple meaning many sizes. So anyway, I'm just excited to feel confident in a swimsuit again. So big thanks and shout out to Rad Swim. Okay, now I'm going to actually watch as like comments are coming in, because I know I'm just like talking and talking. I'm just so freaked out about the amount of laundry and all the grossness. Do the children still spend time with Whitney or he? I think so. The kids talk about spending time with her, but I don't know. She is Skylar's niece, one of his oldest sisters. Whitney's the oldest on that side. So every once in a while, I think the kids are hanging out. What are this year's goals? I have a lot of goals this year. I think providing for my family is going to be like one of my top priorities right now, because I have expressed this. Things are really tight for my household right now. And so we're just being really frugal right now with everything. You look great. Be proud of yourself. Thank you. They should let the bus driver, probably something like they should let the bus driver know. Continue with tea tree shampoo and cream rinse afterwards. Okay, so we should probably get some tea tree oil stuff. I've never used that. Is it just oil that you apply to your scalp? I've never done that. Carrie asks, how's Shaden doing? Hello, New Zealand friend. Shaden's doing well. He's still, I'm trying to think, when was the last time I touched base with him? He's working at Walmart right now up in central Wyoming. He's just working on the weekends. And when he was down last, he worked for Benji Nelson from Not Enough Nelsons. If you guys don't follow Not Enough Nelsons on social media, they are amazing. They have like 17 kids. and the wife is like drop dead gorgeous, and they're just a fun time. So anyway, Benji hired Shaden to do some like labor type of work. He's a contractor. And so anyway, Shaden just worked his butt off literally and saved up all of this money, which is so helpful because I just had very little to offer him when he went to school. So anyway, he has saved up all of this money. So he's trying to focus on getting more credits in this semester. And he's got some classes he's excited about, still getting his generals in, and he's still dating Tatum. We adore Tatum. And if everything ends up working out how Shaden wants it, he says he would love to see Tatum in his life for like the rest of his life. But they're still both really young. She's still in high school. He's in the first year of college. They've got time. So anyway, Shaden's doing really good. Okay, more questions. Apple tree oil to the nape, something. I saw the word surgery. You can answer that again or leave that again. That one went super fast. How do you earn money? How can we help support you? Honestly, watching these videos and championing my family is extremely helpful because I really have thought about working outside the home. The kids are with their dad every other week. And so that would allow me to work outside the home. But honestly, if I can just create content in a creative way, it allows me to be at home with my kids as much as possible. And I understand that's such a privilege and such a great blessing. I'm just hoping that more sponsors pick us up because that's what we're lacking right now. So if you'll give thumbs up, okay, here goes the thumbs up thing where like all the little from my phone when I do this and then like the fireworks go up. Anyway, if you guys will like my videos, if you'll comment, let's always keep those comments kind. There's no need to like debate stuff like what does single mom really mean? I know that's like a hot topic. I almost cried at the end of the day of yesterday. I was like, wow, why do we care so much about labels? I don't get it. So that's a great way to support us. If you're not following me on Instagram, that's a really great way. A lot of sponsors are moving towards Instagram, and my Instagram is smaller right now. It is jamie.scott. So if you're not following, I would love for you guys to follow me over there, as well as subscribe to the YouTube channel that I have. That's Jamie Scott with a dash mark. That one will help me a ton. I think I only have like 15.1 thousand people following me over there. It is a little bit trickier to find. So it's Jamie Scott with a dash at the end. But what we're really needing is sponsors to be like, hey, we love this family. Let's sponsor them. That way I can be at home with the kids as much as possible and it provides everything we need. But anyway, we are doing well and I'm so grateful for the continued love and support of my family, especially over the years. It's just been such a blessing in my life personally and that of my children. It's provided opportunities for them that they wouldn't have otherwise, and I'm just incredibly grateful. Okay, we're gonna read a few more. Hope you can get rid of the visitors soon. Yes, prayers please, me too. I just came in, who caught lice? It was, you guys can answer that. Are the Quints food allergies getting better? This is a great question. I wish that they didn't have any food allergies, but 3 out of the quintuplets deal with major food allergies, and it affects us every single day with what foods they can have and what they can't have. Daisy and Lily can eat everything. Shaden Scott, he can eat everything. Skylar can eat everything except for walnuts, I think. But Landon was this way when he was younger. He had to be on a special diet for 6 months. He couldn't have any fruit. He couldn't have red dye. He couldn't have dairy. And after 6 months, his gut was able to rest and then he was fine. He's able to eat everything. But of the quintuplets, this is still like a huge problem. So Lincoln, Violet, and Logan have a lot of food allergies. Logan is allergic to peanuts and almonds, eggs, all fruit except for bananas. Cinnamon, he gets itchy with. Nutmeg, he can't have. So certain spices, he can't have peppers. He can't have squashes. He can't have pumpkins. If there's like cross-contamination stuff, we just have to be careful. He does have an EpiPen. Violet is allergic to peanuts. She's allergic to eggs. She's allergic to all fruit except for bananas. Has a sensitivity to strawberries. Let's see, I mentioned peanuts. She can't have eggs. Cinnamon, she gets super itchy with cinnamon. So like French toast is such a special treat for her, or like cinnamon toast. Certain spices, she can't have anything from the squash or pumpkin family. She can't have anything that's like peppers. So we're a little bit more limited with that. And then Lincoln, he is allergic to all fruit except for bananas. He can't have eggs. And Lincoln is allergic to dairy. So he has to drink like coconut milk. He could have like almond, maybe soy, but I'm allergic to all tree nuts except for peanuts. And almond milk is just more expensive. So we do coconut milk at our house for him. He understands. And then every once in a while we'll let him have dairy if it's like a special treat, like ice cream, but it's like such a like rare occurrence because his stomach just goes in knots and it's like a pure laxative for him. And that little guy just struggles. As far as Violet and Logan, what happens to them? I've never seen anaphylactic shock, but we did go to Chick-fil-A when they were babies and those two broke out with like welts all around their mouths and their necks. So I would think anaphylactic shock, and that gets really scary. So those two do carry an EpiPen at both households. And we do a lot of Benadryl for when they have like flare-ups and episodes. We see a lot of eczema with those three, especially Violet and Logan. Like after bath time, I just have to like cake them and drench them in this special steroid cream. And they've been that way since they were babies. So I just omit those things from their diet. And that's really helpful, but I have to get creative sometimes, even like introducing vitamin C, which, you know, would be so much easier if we could just have oranges and apples and all of those things. And I could cook and make meals just like one meal, but I find that oftentimes I'm making double or triple dinners because oftentimes Landon and I, the older, we just don't want to eat what the little kids are eating because it's so limited. And so, yeah, food allergies gets a little bit tricky, but packing in vitamin C, spinach is full of vitamin C. If you guys have any more ideas of how I can pack in vitamin C, omitting citric acid out of my kids' diet, that would be great. So things like green smoothies where I can pack it with spinach and bananas and coconut milk, that is a go-to that all the kids can have, and they love it so much. So anything with vitamin C, leave it in the comments. That'd be super helpful. But we are doing well over here. Skylar's got all the kids, so it's nice and quiet at my house, except for I am busting it out with work and all these other things. You are beautiful and the best mom ever. Thank you, Karen. That's really nice. Hi from Georgia. Hi, Molly. I've always loved the name Molly. I think that's like a sweetheart name. Let's see. That one is so long. Hernia surgery. All I saw was a hernia surgery. I'm wondering if you asked if I had. Oh, I had poor wireless connection. I almost lost you guys. Somebody asked about a hernia surgery. I'm not quite sure what that one was. Bring them on video. Let's see. Sorry, you guys are so supportive. The comments come in so fast sometimes. Let's see. Still support you from Memphis. Thank you, Lynn. That's really kind. I'm new following from Pennsylvania. Glad you are here. Lucy, thanks for watching. How did Landon like the cruise? He had the time of his life. I think Skylar may have released a vlog. I don't watch his things just because it's like so fast paced over at my house. So you can tune in for that and watch that. Landon came home though, and he was so happy. Like he had a lot of virgin pina coladas. He probably had strawberry daiquiris. He was so excited about like the candy straws that came in the drinks. He didn't even know that was like a thing. He was supposed to go ziplining with his dad, but they canceled it because there had been like a rock slide or something. So like it was hard to access to do the zip line. But I think he had a really good time. And Landon is such a sweet kid. Let's see. I was trying to look at more questions that are coming in. Hi from Ireland. I'm always amazed of like how many good people there are out there and how like spread out we are out there. I checked the P.O. box today and had the sweetest little card that came in the mail. I can't remember the gal's name. I think she was from Mount Vernon, Washington. I could be wrong. I think it was Mount Vernon, but she sent me just some cards about faith in God, her belief system. And I just wanted to share like how special that is. I know I've received things from people that are Catholic, Jehovah's Witnesses, just darling, good people who love God, love their family and love their communities and just want to share it with others. And I feel that same way too. So I hope you guys stay tuned. I'm going to include some more things in tomorrow's vlog of just good news, good things to share. I think we can all build each other up, and it just makes life better to know that we're not alone. Hi from Australia. Let's see, I'm looking for questions that are coming in now. Anita, I'm glad you were here and watching. All these comments, you guys, they're just flying in, so I'm trying to read them as fast as I can. How many siblings does your friend have? Are you talking about the person I'm dating? How many siblings? He has, there's 5 brothers, so he has 4 brothers and 1 sister. So there were 6 kids in his family, but his sister has passed away in the last couple years. Watching from Scotland. I think we probably might be related, well, I don't know about me, but former ties to Scotland through the last name Scott on Skylar's side of the family. So the kids do have Scotland ties. So it's fun because I know, like, through doing, like, what is it, my ancestry, like DNA testing, that we have connections to like so many different parts of the world, and it's so fun. Angelina, thanks for joining us from Canada. Emma, hello. Hello from Northern Utah. Hi, Destiny. It's good to see you. And hi from Massachusetts from Susan. Okay, if you guys have more questions, I'm taking more questions. I really didn't have Romania. That is cool. Flory, we're glad you're here. Sorbet for lactose intolerance. You guys, I didn't know until I was married, like long ago. I always called it sherbet. It's either sorbet or sherbet. And that was like an ongoing debate because I was like, no, I can't be wrong about this. That's how you say it. How do you remember? I can't remember. That one went super fast. What are the hot springs called again in Idaho? So they have a bunch. I didn't know this was like a thing that people did because I've never been. Carol, I'm glad you caught a live video. So these ones are called Maple Grove Hot Springs, and I just messaged that place and they're going to share with me some pictures, just because I think this is like the coolest place, and they offer like retreats. They have, I always want to say yurt, but it's a yurt. They're like these tents apparently that they have. I don't know. I just stayed at a friend's house when I was up there and then drove the 3.5 hours. But Maple Grove Hot Springs, it was really nice. How are my hands doing? I've not applied lotion since I originally did those 6 days in a row, and my hands look amazing. They still feel really soft, but we've had a lot of moisture here in Southern Utah. It's been raining, off and on the last couple weeks. You say sherbet too. Maybe it's like a Utah thing. I don't know. I'm also one of those that like my whole life would listen to the radio and sing a certain song wrong for like 30 years of my life till someone pointed out that's not how you say it, but I didn't know any different till somebody pointed it out. Do each of you and Skylar's family still get along with each of you? Yes, I actually saw Skylar's mom at Walmart maybe like 6 weeks ago, and I went up and gave her a hug. She is aging and getting older, so there's a sensitivity there. But my kids do see family on both sides. My family is super close, and so we get together, and gathering is super important to us. We get together and gather just about every Sunday, and then I'm really close to my cousins, and we're really close to second cousins and second aunts, second uncles. So my family, my kids are super close to their family, and Skylar's family is like, I want to say it's like a 20-year gap between like the oldest sibling down to the youngest sibling. And so we just kind of have different traditions in our family. How many you have? I'm not sure what that question is. Mary, you can re-ask that if you would like. But you guys can ask me anything, about anything. I'm happy to answer it. How many kids do I have? I have 7 children. I have an 18-year-old son, Shaden, a 13-year-old boy, Landon, and then 5 5-year-olds that are quintuplets. Hang in there, Jamie, with something. You never look tired. What's the secret? I could go grab it from my makeup bag. I have like this new secret thing that's like the best makeup product ever. It's from Benefit, and it looks like an eraser. So Benefit Cosmetics, I got it at Ulta, and it's like this under eye stuff that I stick under my eyes. And the older I get, like the more purple my eyes are becoming. and just like puffy, but it also could be because I'm staying up a little bit later chit-chatting with my new friend. It's probably that. So anyway, I be sure like every morning to like put that stuff on so I don't look as tired, but I am a little bit more tired lately, but I think it's fine. Aren't sherbet and sorbet different? Yes, I'm 39 years old and still have the hardest time saying that. What is your friend's name? I think some of you have figured out what my friend's name is by now. He's really great. Admire your strength, always so positive. Use a flat iron for lice. I saw that on Pinterest. I'm so freaked out though, because that's a hot iron that I use and it like grosses me out so bad. So I'm just hoping that we can literally nix the lice and just have it be gone, because it is just disgusting. Daisy says busgusting. Let's see, my kids say disgusting, busgusting, and one of them says usgusting. I missed it. Does Landon something? Ask me the question about Landon again. How do we get to meet your new friend? Okay. He isn't one that wants to be filmed. He doesn't have social media. He has like a really old phone. He isn't the center of attention at a party. He's more like the guy in the back of the room that's serving punch to the little old lady. So he's happy to hold the camera. He's happy to be behind the camera, but I don't know. And I'm still just kind of navigating all of that and figuring out how I think and feel just about our relationship. He is a really good friend and he's a really good confidant right now. And I really enjoy spending time with him. But we've only gotten together twice. He is from Idaho. And so I've never done like long distance dating before. So that is like a whole new thing to me. But I think it's just going to take time. And so I just want to be very respectful of him, and he's okay with the things that I share on here. He was messaging me right before we did this live video, because we're kind of planning out what we would like to do over the weekend. But such a gentleman. I have underestimated gentlemen from Idaho. Like, I just always thought potatoes, but there's so much more to Idaho than potatoes and French fries. So anyway, we're still just getting to know each other. We've only known each other for about 3 months. We met through a mutual friend. He's incredibly kind. He's really good to me. And we're just taking it slow. So anyway, okay, if you guys have any more questions, I find myself just like itching, and I know I do not have lice because I have checked like crazy, but I'm just like so paranoid right now. Ask me anything. You guys have been so amazing. You can ask me anything about anything and I will do my best to answer it. My husband grew up in Idaho Falls. That is where my friend just purchased a home, Idaho Falls. Hi, Beth. It's good to see you. I really am not familiar with Idaho very much. I know it's a place that I went to like a church camp years ago there. And that was really my only experience. And then kind of just driving past, like just seeing the rivers and the trees. Will you come to Washington State? Did your friend grow up on a farm in Idaho? I don't believe he lived on a farm, but they did have chickens and they did have pets. Now you're itching too. Well, hopefully you can't get lice from far away from me. Yeah. Okay, I'm just seeing. You are awesome. You deserve this. Beth, you're so nice. Who has lice? Debbie. Daisy does. It's horrible. You are so darn cute. I thought it said the D word for a second. I almost read that out loud. Thank you. You're so nice. How are the chickens? Oh gosh, they're good. It's like one more thing I have to worry about right now. So I bought this chicken coop from Amazon. I thought it was darling. I thought it would be great, but the bottom has fallen out of the side. And so like right now I've got chickens running around literally like crazy on the side of the house, but I've got a handyman coming over today and I'm hoping he has a couple of extra screws that he can help me with that. Cause since we've moved, I'm not sure where everything is just yet. So I need to go and fix that. I wouldn't recommend the Amazon one that I bought unless you really secure like where the chickens actually sit. Cause I think the fatter they got and the more there was rain, the bottom fell out. So, but I'm loving having chickens. I don't regret getting chickens. I just regret not getting them sooner. I love the fresh eggs. I love that their eggs can be composted. I love the chicken poo that comes from them. Honestly, I was swearing in my head. You guys are getting to know me on a whole new level today. Swearing in my head like a week ago because we had we had, what was it, like a little bit of snow or something. And anyway, I had like 4 or 5 inches just of chicken poo because the tarp had blown over. And so all the rain had seeped down underneath to where the feed was, the water was, and chicken feed isn't cheap right now. And so anyway, just 4 to 5 inches of legit, just like chicken, you know what, it was just disgusting. And so since I didn't choose a coop that I can stand up in, I had to get in there with the chickens and like hand scoop it with a shovel because my big shovel, I couldn't get in there. So I got all these chickens and this poo everywhere and like 5 inches of just chicken, you know what. And I was like, this is disgusting. So I scooped it all out into a pile and then I stuck it over like on the side where I'm starting a compost pile because I love gardening, as you guys know. And like 3 days later, I went over there and it is like the darkest, richest, blackest beginning of compost, which I think is going to be fabulous for a box garden. And as I incorporate that into the soil here. So as much as I was angry, now I see the silver lining that there are many reasons to have chickens and I love having chickens. So the chickens are doing good. That was a roundabout way to ask how the chickens are doing. I still have my favorite chicken and I still have another chicken that'll lay like twin double yolks. And that's always exciting. The kids get super excited. And I can always tell when they're the double yolk ones because they're just like ginormous eggs. Okay, now I'm going to try reading a few more of your questions. This honestly is my favorite way to spend time with everyone. I think I was in Bellingham something. Did somebody say Bellingham like as in like Bellingham, Washington, where I used to live? Would you like to get a dog? Yes. Yes, I was telling my friend I either want a dog or a boyfriend, so I put the ball in his court on that one. I would love to have, I know somebody that breeds mini golden doodles, and about 2 weeks ago, I almost got a mini golden doodle, but I was like, I don't have money for that. Like that would have to come from savings. So maybe in like, I don't know, like 6 months if we're doing better. Somebody asked, is my friend my age? He's around my age. He's just a few years younger than me, but he looks my age. So I think after a while, it's kind of like all the same. Let's see. We'll take some more questions here. Get a golden doodle. Those do sound fun. Oh, Violet and Landon are really allergic to dogs. That was my other reason for not getting it. Landon is the one that has wanted a dog since he was like 3 years old, but he gets so itchy. Pick a boyfriend over a dog. I agree. I think they're more fun and they can talk. I'm from Bellingham. Love when you come here. Patty. I lived in Bellingham, Washington for 2 years while Skylar was going to school at Western Washington University. Those are the best 2 years of my life. Somebody said get a cat. I would, but I'm allergic to cats, like severely asthmatic, and I can't see or breathe having a cat. Bellingham, Washington is beautiful, and you can get flights out of Vegas for super cheap. And I just love the Northwest. Like it is my happy place, like breathing in that fresh coastal air. The people were amazing. It is a little hippie trippy in Bellingham. I will say that, like it was a little different and I wasn't used to that, but we lived, somebody asked, am I married? No, I'm not married. I've been separated for 2 years and divorced for almost a year. Get a bird for a pet. I do hear that birds are great, but yeah, I love the Northwest. It's just beautiful. And there's so much to do that's free. Trails, farmers markets, the Mount Vernon Tulip Festival, just so many things to do that are just right up my alley. Somebody else said they're from somewhere, Idaho. Doodles are the best dogs. Most people are not allergic. That's why I was looking at those. And I also heard that the tighter the curls, the less likely of allergies, but no dog is 100% hypoallergenic. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I was reading. They're a lot of a work if you don't keep them brushed. Yes. And I was asking the breeder, she was like, buy this, this, and this. And I looked at that and just like the cost and the maintenance per month to have an animal, I'm like, I should probably take care of my beautiful children that I do have. So for now, we'll do that. Are you and Skylar able to support your households without working? I didn't quite get that one. We both do social media, and that's a great way to provide for our family. And I feel like it's not intrusive to the kids and their privacy. And when we first started all of this, I did feel that way, and I didn't want to share like anything. And if you look back at like the original photos, I barely smile. I'm very guarded. I'm very protective. But I've come a long way, and I feel like this is a way to provide. You're from Filer, Idaho. Okay, I don't even know where that is. My son has a doodle dog. He has a great dog. You guys are so great with the comments. Um, People are watching from England. I love it. I have been following you since day one. Schnauzers are nice. I have a friend that breeds Schnauzers as well. Aren't they called Scotty dogs, or are those different? Or Westie's the Scotty dogs? I don't know. I had a dog growing up and I realized I wasn't necessarily a dog person, but she was super jumpy. She was a Cocker Spaniel. And my parents asked, what did I want to name her? And I said, let's name her Lady and the Tramp. And my mom was like, how about just Lady? But I was 4. I was like, no, Lady and the Tramp. And my mom was like, okay, but we'll just call her Lady for short. So we had Lady, the Cocker Spaniel dog. So anyway, you're 10 minutes from Twin Falls. Idaho is growing on me. It's such a great place. And I would love to explore more and learn more about Idaho as of late. But it's a beautiful, beautiful place. I think somebody mentioned they were from Oregon. I love Oregon. I would love to go back to Seaside, Oregon this summer. I was there about 3 years ago and I was only there for like a day and a half, and that place was just magic, and it was like right out of the movie Goonies, and I just couldn't get enough of how quaint it was, and the antiquing, and just how green it was, and the beach was just beautiful. But I would love to take the kids back there even for you guys. So I forgot to hit the snooze button on that. Hello from Louisiana. My granddaughter has a doodle and is great, but is hyper. And that is a concern of mine because I already have hyperness in quintuplets, which wears me out just about every day. Do you think you would love Tennessee even just to visit? Yes, I almost visited Nashville a couple months ago. I Am Mom Summit was hosting an event there, and I was invited to attend that. And Sean Johnson and her husband, isn't that so sad that he's famous too, but I just call him her husband. I can't remember his name. He's super cute. I can't remember his name, but they were speaking at that event. And so I was a part of that a few years ago and loved it. And so I almost considered flying out to Nashville, but I think I ended up having the kids that weekend, and wherever my kids are, that's when I like to spend time with them as much as possible. But our nanny, Aubrey, if you guys remember Aubrey from way back when, she's in Nashville right now. And I would love to visit Tennessee. I hear there's just really good people that live there. So anyway, okay, we'll take some more questions. I love watching your videos and lives. Thank you. I love the lives because it's just easy for me. I'm allergic to dogs, but have no problems with. Would you move from Utah? That, if all of that worked out, he and I have discussed that, and it's, I mean, we're not like seriously dating or anything like that, but the logistics of everything, if it all did work out, I would have options. But first and foremost, my kids come first. And second, my co-parent and I both live in, Andrew East. That's his name. He's famous. I should have known that. Andrew East is Sean East's husband. So if that was the case, like, I would have to change my parenting plan with my co-parent, the way that works in Utah. And so, anyway, for now, I'm just like, if this all worked out, you should live in Southern Utah. It's just better. But I don't know that St. George is like the best place ever to live, but I do enjoy that it's bright and sunny. How did you like the Red Cliffs Temple? Great question. So I'm going to include a little bit more Lewiston, Idaho. That's cool. You're from Lewiston. I will include tomorrow in the vlog just a little bit more about what I did not what I did inside the temple. I got to tour the Red Cliffs St. George Temple. Oh, and that's my handyman. Are you guys okay just like holding tight for a minute? I'm so sorry. I'm going to go get that. I'm going to be right back in like 2 seconds. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just 1 second. Whatever you need, just let me know. Okay, you guys, that was like super embarrassing. So Chad the handyman, big shout out to Chad the handyman. He is working on my laundry room right this very second. He's amazing. And he has the most darling wife I've ever met in my entire life. So anyway, still continuing on laundry room renovations. He is finishing up the plumbing, and he has been so kind to do the drywall. He teaches me along the way, but honestly, my time is limited with the kids. And so it's just easier for me to have somebody else do that. Keeping it real. You guys are funny. I just feel like such a nerd in this video, and it's probably gonna be like an hour long. So I hope you guys have enjoyed like the reality of like what this is like for me. I did want to make a brief comment about the video that I posted yesterday. Nowhere in the vlog do I mention that I'm a single mom, but in the top of like the caption, Kyle, my editor, had put that in there. And I just hope that we can be respectful in how a person identifies and feels, and not focus so much on labeling another person, especially those that do find that they are single moms. I know I get a little more spicy and passionate about things as of late, but it's because it was really difficult for me to read the amount of people thinking that it was important that they debate that when it's my personal life. So with every part of me, I'm going to try and be like graceful about that. But I would just ask for kindness. We don't need to debate certain things. I think kindness is what we need more of. And especially if you have someone in your neighborhood or in your circle of influence that is raising children without another parent in the household, in their household, that we extend to that person kindness, and we don't shame someone for allowing another person to help them. I also saw that in the comments, like, she never does anything by herself. Her family helps with everything. I share like about 1% of my life with you guys, and anytime a person offers to help or extends kindness, I have learned that service is both giving and receiving. It's not just giving if there's never a receiving end of it. And so allowing people in and allowing them to help is such a gift, and it's so empowering. And as women, we don't have to do everything ourselves. Sometimes we do, but if someone says, hey, can I carry your bag, or can I help you with your kids while you're checking out at the grocery store? Just allow people to help. Like, it's such a gift. So, okay, that's me, not trying to get too fiery about that, but I almost cried yesterday at the end of the night and was talking to my sweet friend on the phone about that and was like, I just don't understand why people care. But let's just extend kindness to each other. Okay, I now am looking at, yes, judging is overrated. I totally agree with that. And I think it's easy to hide behind a keyboard when we wouldn't knock on our neighbor's door and say it to their face when that person wasn't even asking. Do you ever still get to see Whitney? No, she is on Skylar's side of the family, and my kids get to see her, but I'm busy with what my life is. But if she's ever with the kids, I still say hello. She's a good person. Do you see he anymore? I just answered that question. Good afternoon to Marilyn. How did your date go? It went really well. He's incredibly kind, very tenderhearted, and he says a lot of things like, what can I do? How can I help? What would you like? And I'm not used to hearing that. He's just a really, really good person. And I tell you, those people in Idaho raise their kids really well. So far I'm impressed, but I still don't know like totally how I think about everything. So at this point, it's just a beautiful friendship. The world needs a lot more kindness nowadays. I think so. And I think instead of pointing out each other's differences, let's point out what we have that's shared in common and then respect each other's differences. Only God can judge. Amen to that. I am a single mom. You're doing an amazing job. I always find it interesting that as moms, we tend to say, I only have one child. I only have two. I only have 5 kids, one at a time. I don't think we only have. I think we have. I remember learning this lesson like years ago when I had just one, only one. And people would say to me, you just have one child? Like, he's missing a brother. And I was dealing with infertility for those 4 years, dealt with a miscarriage that was devastating. And I remember thinking, I just have one, or people would say, you just have one. And over time, I realized, no, I'm a mother of one, and this is incredible. And it's a lot of work, and it's hard, and I cry. And motherhood, parenthood, while it's joyous, is also a lot of work. And so I think we need to give ourselves credit for that. And then also have having a sensitivity in regards to infertility, that never asking anyone, so when are you going to have more kids? Because I can't tell you how many times I went home and cried. I remember a photographer taking a picture of my family, and it was when it was just me. I can't say just, when it was me and my husband and my son was 4 years old. And I remember thinking, I remember the photographer saying, it's like there's just like this empty spot that needs to be filled, and me just wanting to cry, but having to put on a smile for the photo and then crying later because I felt like I just had one and he was my world, but I longed to add just one more to my family. So if we can be sensitive, that's my infertility talk of the day as well. Wow, I'm super, super fiery today, but you guys get to see a whole new side of me about some topics that have been hot topics, which I don't even know why, but for some they are. I love your Sunday routine, family, and church. Thank you. There was actually a lot that I over for a Facebook Live. I actually filmed where I was like shaving my face with this little razor, applying makeup, like all the things. And Kyle cut all of it out, which I was glad because it is a little bit embarrassing. But having polycystic ovary syndrome, there's just things that I deal with that aren't fun. And I like keeping it real in my content for you guys as much as possible. So happy to have a lovely person in my life. Yes, it is wonderful to have a best friend right now. Words have power. All of us need something that went really fast. Wonderful laugh. Thank you, Jerry. Good luck with the lice. Thank you. Am I going to get fireworks? Yeah, thank you. Do any of the kids have a harder time over the rest with you and Skylar getting divorced? Yes, right now, Lincoln, I would say, is having a difficult time. I think because of the way he's wired, and he's such a passionate child, but because he's got ADHD, he's just a little bit younger mentally than the other kids, and eventually it all like evens out. But he has a hard time because his brain races. So he's got a brilliant mind like his dad, but he goes at like 100 miles an hour. And so he gets frustrated trying to express how he thinks and feels about things. And so sometimes Lincoln just needs to take breaks. So sometimes school is a little bit harder for him because of that. And then going back and forth, like Violet does okay, Daisy does okay, Lily does okay, Landon does okay. I mean, it's not ideal, but we all make the best of it at both households, and it is just better for the kids. Okay, a few more questions. Hello from Indiana. Did you guys know Little Grandma is from Indiana? We do love Indiana over here. Trying to read the comments. If they're like longer ones, sometimes it's harder to read them because it kind of like blurs it. Is Skylar on Facebook? I think so. He should be on multiple platforms and TikTok as well. Hello from Dallas. Hi, Denise. We'll see if there's any more questions. Does Landon play soccer? No, but he wants to. He really, really wants to. Green Bay, Wisconsin, that's cool. Did you know that there were quintuplets born in Green Bay, Wisconsin, I think like 20 years ago? I watched some documentary on it. And the mom was like really cool and loves football. Hello from Cincinnati, Ohio. Peggy, I'm glad to see you on here as well. Where in Indiana is Little Grandma from? I don't know. I know she grew up on a farm and had like the most darling parents. I'll have to ask Little Grandma and get back to you guys on that one. Hello from Delaware. You guys are from everywhere. Hello from Iowa. Mary, it's nice to see you. Kathy, it's nice to see you. This is so fun getting to hang out with everybody. Adelaide, South Australia, Mississippi, Gulf Coast. I have family ties to Mississippi. We might be related through my mom's side of the family. Lice with stuffed animals. I need to wash those. What's your favorite treat? Right now, I do love Dr. Pepper. I was off of it for 14 days, but then with the lice outbreak, now my handyman's going to be all freaked out because he's in the laundry room right now with all that stuff that's being washed. My favorite treat, I love chocolate, but it has to be tree nut free. I really love double stuffed Oreos with milk. I used to be allergic to chocolate for like 5 years and 8 years for peanuts. And that was really hard for me. And then I went and saw this doctor named Dr. Pinkston in town who does NAET. He fixed it. And so now I eat chocolate every single day, but in the longabout way, that is like my favorite thing. Hello from Belgium. I met a couple gals from Belgium at a church camp, and we would always go the same week every year. And so would they. And I can't remember what their names were. I got a picture with them like the last year, but I love Belgium. Hello from Holland. Julia, I would love to come visit you in Holland. I would love to see the beautiful Holland tulips there one day. All these places I would love to travel and visit. Somebody had commented that they had PCOS too. It's a lot more common than people realize. I didn't realize I had it until a friend of mine who was like skinnier than me, toothpick skinny, mentioned she was struggling with infertility and that she had PCOS too. And I found out I had it. I think Landon was like he was a year old, and I was super hormonal, hadn't stopped having a period for like 9 months. And I thought, oh, it's just because I had a baby. But what got me figuring it all out is I went into a dermatologist because I had like welts. And see, now that I'm older, I've got them again. I had like these welts of acne on my face and I could not figure it out. They would not go away. So I went and saw a dermatologist. He asked about how my periods were. And I was like, well, I don't really have periods, or like they just never stop. And he's like, I think you have PCOS. You should go get an ultrasound. And anyway, so that was an interesting day when I finally had my ultrasound of my ovaries, was diagnosed officially with polycystic ovary syndrome, and realized it would be difficult for me to get pregnant. Not impossible, but it was going to be harder because of that. And so I remember the day I came to my mom's after, and I just wept because I was like, I have PCOS and it's awful and I don't feel good and it just makes everything harder. And on that same day, my sister found out she was expecting but was going to be going through a divorce soon. And so like we were both crying, but for different reasons. And you know, sometimes life is just hard like that, and you just build each other and you go through things together and just build each other up. So anyway, I'll take a few more questions and I'll wrap it up. I love hanging out with you guys. Hi from Utah, my 5-year-old, something. Hello from Rhode Island. I'm always curious which of you wrote to me in the P.O. box and received a letter in return, because some of these places I'm like, oh, I wrote a letter there. I wrote a letter there. I wrote a letter back to there. Pinkston is awesome. Whoever just said that, Dr. Pinkston, I forget what the name of his clinic is. It was the weirdest thing. So I saw him for infertility as well. I also hadn't had a period for 9 months and went and saw him. He practices NAET. I think it's some sort of Asian medicine that's like weird. It like solves and cures stuff. It's super weird. And when I was driving away from the clinic, within like 10 minutes, I started a period. It was crazy. So if you're curious about that, I tend to answer if you guys message me over on Instagram, jamie.scott. If you ever want to ask me something, follow me over there. I check my DMs there. If it's on Facebook with 1.1 million people, I barely, honestly, ever check the messages there. And honestly, some of the meanest comments are in Facebook. I think I blocked 3 people this week because I just had it after 6 years from some people just being like super mean. So anyway, I'm super feisty today, but I hope you guys don't mind hanging out. It must be the lice and the lack of sleep from being freaked out about those little bugs. But anyway, yeah, I'm glad you guys are here. And we have solved the mystery as to why Daisy is itchy. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, I'll take like a few more questions and then we'll wrap it up. I like feisty, but kind Jamie. Thank you. Always kind, always gracious, but not perfect. That's for sure. So I enjoy your videos. Thank you, Stephanie. Jamie, that's a good name. You go, girl. Block those people. Thanks. I just like to keep it clean on here. I just feel like women need women, and why not uplift each other? Otherwise, we're just like crabs at the bottom of a bucket. So, Rochester, Spokane, Washington. My best friend, Jen Miller, lives in Spokane, Washington. I was just talking to her yesterday. We had a good laugh, exchanged some good stories, and I hear Spokane is the place to live. It is great. Hi from Texas. Kate is such a beautiful human. What number is your P.O. box? If you go to the very top of this video and scroll right under where it says 5 to love, you'll find my P.O. box. It'll say like hello and welcome, and then it should have info for the P.O. box. I love getting to know you guys a little bit better on a very much like more personal note. I think some people have included like pictures or like things that they're up to, and it's just so fun to make those connections. Debbie, you have a good day as well. Daisy is a trooper. Give her a big hug for me. I will, Cindy. Thank you. I meant your friend. Stephanie Browning, what did you say about my friend? I missed that. Yakima, Washington here. Love your face. Oh, you guys, I'm just keeping it real. Sorry. Moscow, Idaho. I didn't know there was a Moscow, Idaho. Okay, this is a really, really live one. Today, I can't remember where I left off before my phone started to turn off here. Chesapeake, Virginia. Hi from the Philippines. Kevin, nice to see you here. Okay, I'll take 2 more questions and I'll wrap it up. I am from Spokane as well. Ginger, Spokane is such a great place. Yakima, Washington. I think I always stop there at like the fruit stand on the way up to Bellingham every year, and I love it. The name of your under eye cover-up makeup. It is called Benefit. It's from Benefit Cosmetics. I bet you could get it on Amazon. I almost want to say it's like Boing, Boing. And I went like a peach undertone one, and it took a while to get the hang of it, but it should last a lot longer than other products. And it's not cakey, and they have all these different like colors to choose from. I'm a family of 10, 3 sets of twins. Whoa, that's crazy. Gilbertsville, New York. How are the older boys doing? I answered that previously. Shaden's doing well. Lannon's doing really well. I actually just had a guitar sent to us. He's playing the guitar right now. He loves it. Landon loves to play the guitar. He does want to start up soccer again, so Skylar's looking into getting him onto a team that's not as competitive as he used to play on, that's more just like enjoyable. So have you seen the English Cream Golden something? Where do you shop for girls' clothing? You guys, they have the cutest places online that you may not have heard of. I really love Oaks Apparel Company. They do a lot of discounts, and I always buy clearance on clearance just because that's how I love to shop. So Oaks Apparel Company. You can find them on Instagram. You can find them online. They have like a Southern vibe that's like really classy that I love, but they've also started pairing more like playwear and prints. So a lot of like the church clothes, things that my kids have worn over the years are from that company, and they've gifted us stuff over the years, which I love. It's just super classy. It's comfortable, and it runs a little bit bigger. So some of those things my kids have worn for like 2, maybe 3 years. But I love their stuff, especially their new spring line that's coming out. I also love Stitchy Fish. You can follow them on Instagram. I also love Little Stocking Company. They've sent us some darling tights, like cable knit tights, and my girls just love them. I also love Amazon. I do have an Amazon storefront, so I think that's in the very top of this page. You can find my Amazon storefront. I love finding neutral pieces that I can mix and match with accessories because it stretches my budget, and the kids can wear things longer if I size up. I also love Old Navy. I love Target. I love getting good deals. Like clearance on clearance is my cup of tea. But right now we are not purchasing any clothing because money's tight. So I'm super grateful when people gift us stuff that are from the clothing companies because it helps provide that for my kids. So grateful to companies that have done that over the years for us. Okay, any more questions? I'll take like 2 more questions and then I'll wrap this up. You guys are so fun to hang out with. But yeah, you guys are just wonderful, and I'm grateful for the continued love and support. What have you planned for the Quint's birthday? I can't remember this year. Skylar and I switch off with holidays and birthdays. I can't remember who has them on their actual birthday. But we'll probably do a birthday cake that's egg-free. Honestly, I would love to give the kids bikes, but we'll see this year. All they have are tricycles, and the tricycles they're outgrowing, but it would be good for them coordination-wise to learn how to ride a bike. So that's what I'm hoping to gift them a little bit early for their birthdays. But these kids are so funny. And Logan's like, how many days till my birthday? And every day I just make up a number. But when is the Quint's birthday? Their birthday is March 21st. And Logan's already thinking about his birthday. Lily's still thinking about Christmas, but they don't understand that it's their birthday next after Valentine's Day. So anyway, that is it for today. I love you guys. You are darling. Hope that I answered as many of those questions as possible. And now I am going to go get to sanitizing the rest of the house. And I'm going to give you guys some fireworks just for the end of this video, because now I know my phone can do this. I've never even figured that out till yesterday. And then if I do this one's fun. I don't know how I get the balloons though. I'm not sure how the balloons work on my phone. They just randomly pop up, I guess. But anyway, love you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Stay tuned for tomorrow's vlog. I'll be including some of those yucky things that were in Daisy's hair at ballet class. So anyway, love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I will catch you the next live video. Bye.